Welcome to the Superhero Sidekick Leadership Coaching Podcast with Joel Smith and Joe Baker. We're here to help you develop your superpowers. This is the Superhero Sidekick Coaching Podcast. I'm Joel Smith.
I'm Joe Baker. We're not here to be the superhero. We just want to be your sidekick and help you along in building your business, building your not-for-profit. Let's help you grow it fast and really scale.
Be sure to check us out on Facebook and visit us at superherosidekick.com.
Joe Baker is $1 billion brand.
That's my next big thing. I want to be an action film star. So maybe we start off with Superhero Sidekick.
Welcome, everybody. We are back continuing our conversation on how to create a $1 billion brand. We are with our friend Joy Villas, social media influencer, author, and #1 Billboard artist.
And as you're talking, it's like before I go to bed tonight, I'm going to go in front of the mirror and I'm going to say, Joe Baker is $1 billion brand. Because I want to be like
Joe.
Joy
You
Villa,
have to do it. Yes.
And I got a feeling, I'm sure that Joel is going to do that as soon as he gets off this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, I'm going to put
I
a
love
camera
it.
on me and videotape myself saying that and post it all over. No, not really. But anyway, Joy, I think you're doing a great job of illustrating the importance of understanding who you are and really having a belief in who you are. It is really important, and whether you look at that in the social world or in the business world or whatever it is, what we believe about ourselves is the most important thing. And a couple things that you've touched on that I think I really kind of hit me was, if we go back to when you were talking about before you were successful, you said, hey, before I was successful, I acted like I was successful. I did these things. Right. In reality, what I don't hear is you saying, fake it till you make it. What I hear you saying is be authentic until people notice. Is that right?
Absolutely. Joel, I love this because, I call my fans, my supporters, Joy Tribe. So I always talk to my Joy Tribe. I talk to my niche audience who love my positivity and my courage and my vulnerability as well, which is a constant thing that we have to work on. I feel like as humans, we're taught in the world, be tough, be the tough girl, be the tough boy, put on your big britches and get out there and that's fake it till you make it. That's be somebody else until you make it. And that's erroneous because it's not faking it. Because if you believe that you're faking it, then it's different, right? I mean, I've heard people put on a different persona and that's how they get it. Those are all it can be semantics because I do as an actress. I'm also an actress. I absorb personalities and different characteristics. That's not faking though. I'm not going to totally be a different person in order to get a job because then I'm going to feel like a fraud. And that's what happens to those people fake it till they make it. But be authentic, be yourself, but believe that you're $1 billion product. Believe that you're successful until you get there. And we see that people who have that, all these big CEOs, and anytime I've ever read a book or read quotes from people who are successful that I admire, they all have that. It's a commonality. I believe in myself. I believe I was meant and created for something bigger and bigger than what the eye can see, right? It's almost like the Matrix. You have to unplug from this falsity that everyone was meant to just get the normal house, the white picket fence, the 2.5 kids, or the job, or go to school, get the college degree, or just fit in with the peers. And I break it down to where even the jeans and t-shirt mentality, it's where don't attract too much attention, don't look too different. And I go, are you kidding me? Be yourself, be your beautiful, bold self. If you cry at movies, then cry at movies because someone's going to love that and go, hey, me too. If you stumbled along the way and you had a lot of problems and issues to get there, you don't know how to relate to people, talk about that. I'd love to see a YouTube video where someone goes, listen, I don't know how to be social, but I'm here to tell you these are the tricks that help me because I love growing from people who had unique vulnerabilities and overcame them or are overcoming them. I think that's the fake it till you make it thing. It's like, then you feel like you have to be successful already in order to teach or help others. And that's not true. In fact, it's embrace the journey because just go along with it. Be vulnerable. Be like, I don't know what I'm doing. Hey guys, I'm writing a book though. Because someone might be like, oh, cool, here's someone who's writing a book and I get to learn from this person. I have to remind myself of that. It's like, just put on the camera and do a live and talk to your fans and explain the issues, explain what you're going through, how you're doing it, right? Explain the ingredients that go into it before you present the meal. That's an analogy, but right, we're cooking up careers, and there's never been a better time to show people into your world. You can have podcasts, you can have video, you do it for free and get started. You can have a business, you get started for free. There's absolutely zero, cost. You just put it on Etsy or create something, take pictures of it, and put it online, and then when someone buys it, now you've made money. Now you invest that money and keep going, right? So it's just like, there's so many opportunities, and I think people get overwhelmed because there's so many choices. But if you just focus on your purpose, you get very clear on what you love to do, what makes you happy, what would you do for free? Because now I go, oh my gosh, there's so many opportunities. People want me to do this. They want me to be the face of that. They want me to help them with that. I used to always have that problem, is I would get pulled into other people's projects. And I would get asked to be like the leader, because I am a leader and I'm very disciplined and I know what I'm doing on many things. But then suddenly I'm running someone else's company for them. And that's never my purpose. It's not my purpose to do that. It wasn't until I pretty much hacked myself to realize, no, become an influencer. You can be the face of their brand, or you can use your social media or your know-how, collect money from them, so that, because it's a fair trade, and then it's a part-time thing. So I'm still Joy Villa. I don't have to join their group or join their thing or join their business in order to help their business, right? You can be an independent contractor that is independent. You're your own company. People say about me, they're like, you're not part of any group. You're not like a thing. I'm like, no, I'm Joy Villa. I'm Joy Villa Productions. I am my brand. I'm the face of my brand. I can work with you. I can help you grow your brand, but it will be where I still have my own sense of self. And that is so important when you're starting out, to really have your own branding. That's the $1 billion brand. You look at Trump, he put his name on everything. People love to hate it, but it's successful. It's awesome, right? You took Oprah, the Oprah magazine, whether you like her or not, you're like, that's her magazine. And she's on the face of every cover. I love that. Martha Stewart, it's like Martha Stewart living. It's her, she is the brand. And those are $1 billion brands. They're all billionaires. Yeah. And that's how I see myself. Some of the
greatest branding ninjas of our time. I mean, you think about have you seen the film Fire Festival? You seen it, Jill?
No, I haven't seen that.
You got to watch it. It's these guys that create this festival that never happens, but they literally raise like $30 million selling tickets, but the festival doesn't exist. But they were what they did was they did it with social media marketing, and they paid the Kardashians $250,000 for one post on their page, which was the catalyzing post that then sold all these tickets and made this festival become what it was. Wow. But it's like, you think about that, and then you think about the Kardashian brand, and that these aren't just people. These are actually, they built an actual brand and a company around them. And the power and influence that, Joy, you have now and that you're going to have in 5 or 10 years is truly incredible. And there's a lot of companies out there that don't know how to market. They don't know how to advertise. They're like, what do I do on social media with my company? And it's like, one of the key components of being successful in the world that we're going into is working with influencers, having an influencer carry their product. And I was wondering if you could just share some products that you've been asked to wear or have at different events, or share with a little bit about that. Because it's behind the scenes now. They don't, it's like, in the 80s or 90s, you just have an ad and you just blast, here's the ad. Now it's like they want to almost hide the ad and just have the influencer kind of wearing it. You just want to have the influencer just saying, hey, I'm going to this festival, and boom, everybody wants to go.
It's true.
Some of those things that you've done, some companies you've worked with, maybe some successes or failures. Share with us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. Well, there's a great movie that I can't remember the name, but there is a movie that came out like 10 years ago that's kind of silly, but the concept is great. And I think David Duchovny's in it. And it's like they're a family. They're the perfect family. So the guy goes into the golf club and the daughter goes into the cool clique, and then the wife goes in with the ladies group, and she goes, "Oh, look at this new Movado watch I have." And all the ladies go, "Oh, wow." And she's like, and they all go buy it. And then you realize when they come sit down for dinner, they're all salespeople, and that they literally travel. I don't know if you've seen that movie, but I thought, how funny!
It's so funny. I love seeing that. Yeah,
funny. It's a great film, and it is literally what advertising is now, because the harnessed power. Businesses are smart. We've changed because consumers have gotten smarter. Consumers have gotten over the concept. Do you suffer from leaky eye syndrome? No, they want to see they want to see their favorite actor just using the eye drops, and then they go, "Oh, what is that?" And then they go, "Oh, this helps my eyes," because it's peer influence. It's like peer marketing, and our peers influence what we buy more than anything. It's true. It's somebody says, "Oh my gosh, these earrings are amazing. They're lightweight and they frame my face. They go with any of my outfits, and they're going on and on. I'm sold." I'm going, "Where did you get it?" And she goes, "Oh, and they were on sale. Here's the website." I will probably go and buy those earrings because my friend told me how great they are. I'm seeing it in person. I trust her. So marketing is about trust. You want to provide something that influencers will use, and then their audience who trust them will then buy. So if you're a company, I can talk from both angles, because as a business, you want to get your product in the hands of an influencer who's going to market it to their group that would actually use it. Because we know that things can go belly up. Like there was flat tummy teas, the Kardashians made famous. They actually reached out to me years ago, and I did work with their company because they had little vegan protein. And this was like 5 years ago. And so you put it in, you put in a shaker and it's protein. They gave it to me for free. And I got paid $150 like per post. And then I found out they were paying the Kardashians like $100,000. And I found out there's this big, I was like, what? And then I realized there was this big blow up because all it was protein powder, and it was used to make women feel like if you don't have that tiny waist, you're not really accepted. And they got a huge backlash because then there was the body acceptance movement. So they miscalculated. They sold, and I stopped working with them because I was like, oh, they don't reflect my brand, and my followers don't want to see that. They want to be healthy. They don't want to be skinny. You don't want to skinny teas and this. It's different. So you have to know what your brand, who your ideal client is. Find an influencer who already speaks to those people, and then offer them money. And I mean, honestly, a lot of companies do that. They'll just email me. I have a team. I have a crew that run, my website, but I'm also very involved into my website. There's one of my policies is know how to work everything before you hire someone how to do it. At least have a good understanding of it. So companies or brands that want to hire influencers know what that means. And that means you are giving someone, this is a company, Healthish, that contacted me, and they said, hey, can we send you this water bottle? And I was like, sure. So they'll pay me a little something. And then this water bottle has the different times when you take a drink. I'm going to do an ad. I'm not even going to do an ad for them. I'm just going to have this in a live. That's what I do. Like I just have this water bottle in a live, and that could be sales. And you just go, oh yeah, cool. This is Healthish. And you mention it, but it has to be something that I believe in as an influencer. I will not work with a company that doesn't have a product that represents my values. And a lot of influencers will. They want money, but a lot of other influencers won't. And those are the people you want to contact and find. So my values, if I'm telling my fans to buy something, they best believe it's not just because I got paid for it. It's because I use it. I've already used it and I believe in it. And I mean, I've worked with some incredible brands and groups.
It costs you something every time you do that. Every time you're like, hey, check out my bling, or check out my bling. Like it starts to diminish your own brand. And if you overdo it, it starts to show the hand and really make you start to look really like you're just this.
You're just gimmicky.
You're an ad machine. And really that's one of the death death moments for an influencer. The influencer really
Right.
is it like a great influencer. You never know it. They just pull up in the car and you're like, I got to get that car, whatever it takes. I got to get that car. They're not always selling you something.
Absolutely. Yeah, because I used to do that too, Joe, is like I would have like the hey, posing with the product and like this is so great. And people would get clicks on it, but way more clicks when I just wear the thing. And then people go and I just put it inside like, oh, earrings by so and so or whatever, shirt by and people will go, where did you get that? Where'd you get that shirt? Whoa, I like that. What is that? Who makes that? So it's true. And then I, as an influencer, like if you're a management team, you have a manager, you start to go, well, shoot, everything I wear should be either free or sponsored because I am the product. So if I go on stage and I have, a watch, that should have been free and sponsored, even if I'm not talking about it. So it's a symbiotic relationship where you are the face. And the term your network is your net worth is everything. That is an influencer's, like motto. My network is my net worth. Not only have I done things where I make money, like literally paid to be an influencer, to either a video or to, post a product, a literal post or to wear something. But I've also done where I've gotten my friends to do it as well. And so I negotiate on their behalf. And I've even done stuff where I go, well, if you pay me, then I can find you 10 people who can do it. If you can also pay them. It's like I become the middleman to marketing. And my friends all know that. My friends are like, you're going to cut too? Cool. Let's do this. And it's almost like I have my own agency, but it's not really an agency. It's just people know if they come to me, if they want Joy Villa, they get Joy Villa's tier upscale level people, fellow people, right? My community, but then they also get all of our clients, which is really the best in marketing. So if you get somebody who's really smart, who is an influencer, and I'm sure the Kardashians do this, I'm sure a lot of those people do, they go, oh, okay, cool. Well, my boyfriend's a rapper. He'll also do a post. Do you want to give him a cut? Or, oh, cool. My neighbor does this. And then suddenly you've got a whole community of people that also have clients that can sell. So if I were to be a brand, I'd be like, if you do fashion, you need to find someone who they show up at all the fashion hotspots. They love fashion. They don't necessarily have to have 1 million followers, but they are very niche market. Like if you have cool, funky earrings, find somebody, she's known for wearing cool, funky earrings and hangs out with those types of people. Maybe she's in an artistic tribe of people that you always see she's posting and they would all wear those earrings. See, now you're thinking, you're thinking in 3D chess. Don't just go for the influencer everyone gets. Like, don't just go for the top, but find mid-level people. As long as they have like 100,000 followers, which is a lot actually, like they can be very influential. You want to look at their engagement level. Are people commenting? Are people, oh, where did you get that?
You can have 100,000 followers and have virtually no response because they're just a bunch of mannequins out there too.
Exactly. So yeah, look at the engagement. Don't just go for the numbers because you can artificially inflate. You can buy followers, but you'll see the fakeness, the engagement. My team, I have a guy who works on all my social media, like helping me, like make sure that I'm posting at the right times, and he uploads my videos onto YouTube and does my technical stuff. And he actually he says your numbers are so high, your engagement is higher than Kim Kardashian's.
Wow.
And I was like, what? That's I don't have her followers. She's got millions and millions, but my engagement is higher, which is unbelievable. It's because all my followers are
controversial
real.
Too.
It's true. All my followers are niche. They're real. They've been with me for a while. I talk directly to them. It's a little different, than, all of those top people have bots and paid followers too. They do that. They pad their account.
So when I think about whenever we're advertising, whenever we work with an influencer or even just advertising on Facebook, you always either pay per impression or you pay per acquisition. And when it comes to Facebook, you either pay per impression. So you can buy 1,000 impressions for, let's say, 25 cents or $1 or something like that. Or you can get, for $1, you get 1 click. And these numbers change, but you pay a lot more per the acquisition for the click. In the same way with an influencer, you could pay an influencer where you just wear the watch, you wear the earrings, you know, and it's like you just have it. But you can also work with influencers where you pay per acquisition. And what's unique about our relationship is when Storks worked with you, Joy, we worked with both. We paid per impression when we designed you a beautiful stork dress.
Yes,
that you wore to some events.
Favorites.
That?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. The Emmys, for one, massive amounts of attention.
So we
which
had
was
the
incredible.
Emmys. We had storks literally there at the Emmys, and
that's
then
right.
And then we also paid per acquisition when we worked out a deal with you where we paid you per monthly partner.
Yes.
And do you remember? I don't know what we paid you per partner. It was like $100 or something like that, or $150. I can't remember. But the point was, is that
something like that. Yeah.
So at Storks, we would get these $30 a month partners. And if you really figure out what it cost, or what a partner was worth, their worth, we believed, was about $1,000 over the course of the lifetime. Because some partners would drop right off. Other partners would give for 2 years and then give a big chunk. And if you just averaged them, you could figure out about $1 value. So it's worth $1,000 for a $30 a month partner. And so we could do that a couple ways. We could go to an event and set up our booth and pitch everybody and try to get people to partner. And then whatever it costs for the booth and the setup and the airline tickets and all that, you could figure out what it costs per partner. Well, that amount was pretty high. It ended up being like $250, $350, $400 to get a partner. But when you work with someone like Joy already has the whole platform. She already has this tremendous engagement, all these people who would love Storks, but they haven't heard of us yet. And so very efficiently, she could share with them and they would partner. And we would then pay Joy $150. So like per partner. So that, and remember that $150 we pay her is really over time is going to be worth $1,000 for us. Right. So it's like,
super cost effective.
Once we figure that out, we could be like, okay, Joy, we'll give you $15,000 and then you give us back, I think it was 100 partners. Is that the right math? Yeah, I think that's the right math.
Yeah, that would be the right math. Yeah.
You give us 100 partners. And so then as soon as we'd get those 100 partners, we'd say, okay, Joy, here's another $15,000. And then we want to track through our system. We want you to get us another 100 partners. And remember, that 100 partners is actually worth $100,000, you know, that we paid $15,000 for.
Exactly.
So we as a company could not just pay sometimes for the impression, we could also find unique ways to pay for the acquisition. And I think that's where it gets really creative. Have you worked with anyone else in an acquisition role as an influencer?
Well, a lot of times when I work with people, the reason I don't give a lot of details too is because, you know, we sign like NDAs and stuff too, but I'm so glad you brought up Storks. But other acquisitions like I did where there was a company that paid me $5,000 for 3 videos. They just wanted videos talking about, not directly pitching, but talking about their company. And just talking about what I see it can solve. It's almost like a video testimonial, but about their product. And so but woven into an actual kind of conversation. So it's not like a hard sales pitch. It was more just like a conversation, much as I would do with Storks, right? Because it's a lifestyle brand. It's something that is beautiful and it's a charity. It's something that incorporates into my lifestyle. So this was a similar product. So we did 3 videos and it was spaced. They wanted it very specific, spaced across. And we're talking film it on my phone and post it on my Instagram. It was the easiest 5Gs I ever made. And this was earlier on too. And it was awesome before I got bigger brand deals and bigger partnerships, right? And working. And that was so cool because I thought, this is crazy. These are, I think the videos were like 3 minutes each or 2 minutes each. And I spaced it and my audience, first I thought, as an influencer, my audience is going to see through this and they're going to think I'm selling them. Like a lot of influencers don't want to be salesy. You don't want to be put into that, like you said, because you do lose something if it doesn't hit right. That comes into my business side. And I go, well, if I portray this honestly, and it is something I honestly believe in, people are going to say, I'm just helping them. It's sort of like a takeaway. It's like a puppy dog clothes, right? Here's a little something, but oh, but now you got to give it back. And they go, oh no, but now I like it. Right. So then they want it. So it's all in the influencer too, but that was really fun because they paid for that. And God knows how much money they made from that. I'm sure they made a lot, way more than 5,000. Otherwise they wouldn't have paid me that, but I like doing those kind of things because it's very easy. I like doing something that personally is like, I'll give you a product, I'll talk about something, I'll advertise it, I'll post it, or I'll wear something really great and fun. And then that's it. And then we negotiate for the next thing. So, right, which is what you mean by acquisition. Do I have that right? Okay, good. Yes. I like those.
Acquisition would be anytime there's we sold this through my channels, and so then we pay you for it. So there's less risk for the company in the deal because they're getting they're getting the direct sale, but they end up paying the influencer more for those. I mean, because there's less there's less risk. Yeah.
And I'll tell you one thing I don't do for anymore. I used to do these early on, is where somebody will give me a product and then I get a percentage of their stuff. Now, I think it's good for influencers in the beginning to do this. I think it's good for some businesses to do this. But to me, it's a turnoff for me if someone goes, like protein powders love to do this, right? Like, I don't know why, but like there's a lot of fitness gear, protein powders, still a realm I work in and do. And so they'll be like, sell this and you get 5% of all the sales. Here's your code. That is messy to me. I would discourage businesses from doing that because where am I going to put that code on Instagram? There's only one place where something's clickable, but it's way easier if I just go, hey, here's the website, go there. And I don't care if 1,000 products get sold through me, I already got paid rather than me trying to hustle. It may seem, it's kind of like the opposite for companies. I think it's less risk. So they can have a ton of influencers doing that, but you're going to get very low quality influencers because someone like me, it's not worth my time to do a video. Essentially, 5% of what a $40 product, that is not worth my time.
And it's complex to manage all that and all that.
Yeah. And what ends up happening is if I really believe in the product, because normally they'll have sent it to me, I'll go, you know what? I'll just do a post with it just for the product. I'll do trade sometime. That is better to me. There was a great protein brand and it's a Christian family that started it. And like the product was amazing. I really believed in their ethics and morals. And I said, and I love these guys. We have like a long relationship where I'm always encouraging them. They're encouraging me. Then they send me a ton of their product. They offered me a code. I never use that code. I just talk about their product when I'm eating one on a live, and hopefully they've made thousands of dollars off me, and that's fine. Sometimes you just go, that's a freebie in that way.
Well, the other thing, Joy, like the acquisition piece, you shouldn't have too many of those. That should be like this relationship where you are so bonded with that company, and that's like your one thing. It's kind of like Michael W. Smith and Compassion International.
Oh, yeah.
They
fantastic partnership.
They say that Michael W. Smith built Compassion, but other people say Compassion built Michael W. Smith because of the tens of millions, or even I've heard 100 million that was given from Compassion to Michael W. Smith for the billions of kids that were sponsored over his lifetime, And so it's like that one relationship, there was so much business to be done and so much focus that it's plausible. You wouldn't want to do these little one-off, like, hey, give my code for that powder and give me that code over there. That would drive your audience mad. And,
it would.
Yeah.
And it does.
And you know it. You're in the flow.
Yeah.
You know that that's going to hurt me.
And I see a lot of influencers start there, and I'm like, okay, if you do once or twice, but it's better if you just, and I'll sometimes just contact brands and go, I love your product. Here's my price. How about this X amount of dollars for a post? Here's my following. Are you interested? I also have an assistant go in and do that. And sometimes I'll just go, I don't want to buy a new bathing suit. I'd rather wear someone else's bathing suit and get paid for it. So why don't you go? It's almost like I have a shopping list, which is so cool and fun. And those are for small products, right? And that way it keeps the flow going. And I always tell people, start with small things that are in a realm that you actually use, things that you would actually believe in, and then go up to the $15,000, $20,000, $50,000 contracts. You're not going to start with that, right? You're going to start with small things and building relationships with companies and building relationships with people around you. And for an influencer, that's how you get started. And I'm telling you, if you have a blog, you are already there, and it is free. It was free 99 to start a blog. I'm not a blogger. I've had blogs, but I am my social media is kind of my blog, right? But you can start a blog. It doesn't say how many numbers are your readers yet, but you can start taking advertisements. You can start talking about things. You can start reviewing products. A lot of brands will pay for reviews, even honest reviews. Cosmetic companies, they'll still pay you, and they're like, can you just review this? Because people do want more honesty and transparency. So I'd say start with small products before you piggyback into bigger, being the face of or bigger, partnerships, to use that term. But it's exciting. Like it is possible, because you don't have to already be a celebrity. You don't have to be super successful. You just have to know your market, know your audience, and believe in what you're doing and get started. And honestly, start with what you know. If you are a mom, start reviewing kid stuff, mommy stuff. Because other moms are going to want to find it. Use keywords online, attract attention that way. And then eventually start pitching yourself. Don't wait for companies to come to you, though. Start pitching yourself to companies. That would be my biggest thing, is like, don't wait. Start your influencer career right now, and then spend time contacting companies. What else are you going to do with your time? If like, that's part of the building. And then they'll start coming to you. I'm fortunate enough that they come to me because I've built this celebrity platform, and I can say yay or nay, and I can demand a more premium price point. But I'm still looking for that $150,000 contract where I can go, oh yeah, let's go in. Like, it's always, the game gets bigger and bigger. It's that $1 billion brand, right? How do you get to $1 billion? You just go, oh, well, I could do this, I could do that. Different fun ways to make that, and expansion is the key.
Joy, that's right around the corner for you. It's right around the corner. I can see it. It's those big contracts are coming for you.
That's right. That's
maybe not the 250 for the Fire Festival post, but but you got to. I could tell, like, you're right there. And the companies I work with, I'll definitely point them toward you. And we've got a lot of people listening, and so people out there here in Joy, they can get in touch with you through joyvilla.com. Why don't you share a little bit about how people do get in touch with you? What's the best way?
Absolutely. Well, yeah, if you're interested in finding out more, if you are an influencer or you're a brand, you'd like to work with me or influencers I know, I can help you do that. I like long-term partnerships. I've known Joe for years. I like to work with people over a long period of time. So I'd love to get in touch with you. You can contact me at joyvilla.com, also to find out more about me, joyvilla.com. On Amazon, you can get the book Kick-Ass Conservative. It is available on Amazon or at joyvilla.com, as well as my music, and my courage courses are courage.joyvilla.com. And my email, I'll throw my email address out there. It's very easy, joy@joyvilla.com.
Joy, we really appreciate the time that you spent with us today. It was very fascinating, and I've learned a lot of stuff. And boy, I think the main focus here, I think, today is that we need to be ourselves, and we need to be confident, and we need to be able to invest in ourselves. That maybe the success doesn't come right away, but it will come if we're authentic and we are ourselves, and we chase our dreams, and we kind of move through it a little fearlessly, I would say, too.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Yes.
So,
yes.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. So people know how to get a hold of you now. I have one more question. So have you ever worn like a blue cape or a superhero attire because Joe and I might need to hire a designer to get you one here. So,
oh my gosh, I would love that. So that's my next big thing. I want to be an action film star. So maybe we start off with superhero sidekick.
Rock on.
Nice.
And when the red carpet's open again, we might have another thing to do. That would be less controversial and amazing. People need to know.
Yeah, but you truly are the superhero. So we can be the sidekick for you.
There we go. All right.
Yeah.
We'll do a team. We'll be like a Marvel super.
Now we're talking.
Cool. Franchise, big money. Let's do it.
Let's do it. Tonight, before I go to bed, I'm going to look in the mirror and I'm going to say, Joe, you've got $1 billion brand right there.
Yes. So do it and believe it, and you will have it. You already have it. You just got to wait for it to appear in the physical universe.
And you got to do a lot of work between now and then too. But
a little bit.
Or else it's just denial. No.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right. Well, hey, thank you very much. For you listeners out there, please be sure to go to superherosidekick.com and visit us there. Visit our Facebook page as well at Superhero Sidekick, and go out and subscribe to this, and leave us some reviews. Let us know how you like our show, how you like Joy, and tell us what we do better. We'd love to hear from you. So thank you very much, and we will see you all later.